Are you thinking about creating a floor plan in Inkscape? Then this tutorial is just for you. I'll teach you how to create this 30 feet by 40 foot floor plan in Inkscape. So watch this tutorial till the end. So the step number one is to create a new file and set the paper size for this floor plan. To do that, go to the file menu and click on new. Then go to the file menu again and click on document properties. Now in the display units, select feet. If you don't find feet in the units list, you will need to add it manually. I have created a dedicated tutorial on this subject. You can find the link in the description. Okay, now let us come back to the topic. Now for the front page unit, do not select feet. Instead, select inch. Why? Because I have personally experienced a bug issue, and if you select feet, it doesn't work as expected. But do not worry, as this setting is only for the page size. While drawing the floor plan, you will be able to use the feet measurement directly. Now, next for the width and height of the page, you will need to use the feet to inch converter. You can use Google's units converter or any other similar app. Since the size of the floor plan that we are going to draw is 30 feet by 40 feet, we will need to take a bigger measurement than that for our workspace. Let us say 35 feet by 45 feet, which is slightly bigger than the 30 by 40. So 35 feet will be 420 inches and 45 feet will be 540 inches. Now let us input the calculated values in the document properties. Then leave the scaling unchanged and close the document properties. Since the page size is too large, you will need to zoom out. So go to zoom in the view menu and click on zoom page. Alternatively, you can press 5 on the numeric keypad. To get a wider workspace, collapse the panels on the right by clicking on these three dots. Okay, now let us move on to step 2, creating the compound and the outer wall of the floor plan. First, select feet for the units. Next, turn off stroke scaling to prevent changes in the line thickness while resizing the objects. Then, make sure that the object snapping is turned on. Now, let us start the floor plan drawing process. First, let us draw the 30 feet by 40 feet compound using the rectangle tool. Do not enter the height and width here because it excludes the size of the line thickness. Instead, take the selector tool and then enter the measurements here. Make sure that lock proportion is unlocked while you enter the measurements. Then set the stroke color to black. Set the fill to none. And then set the units to inches and select 1 inch for the stroke width. You might think that 1 inch is a bigger measurement, but this is just for visibility purpose only. The final drawing can be scaled to any printable size, so no worries. Next, align the rectangle to the center of the page. Before drawing the walls, let us have a look at the floor plan. Here, you can notice that there is a gap of 3 feet between the compound and the house in all the 3 sides, that is left, right and rear side. But in the front side of the house, there is a 5 feet of gap. Also, note that the outer wall thickness in this floor plan is 9 inches. Out of many options in the Inkscape, we will be using the object snap, guides and the transform options to draw this floor plan. To draw the 9-inch wall, first switch the units to inch and then draw a 9-inch by 9-inch square. We will keep this square as the template for the outer walls. The outer wall that we are going to create is 24 feet by 32 feet. So now duplicate the 9-inch square and change the height to 32 foot. Then with the aid of object snap, move it and snap to the left top part of the compound. You might have to switch between inch and feet when required. Next, with the help of transform tool, we can move the wall at a specific distance. To do that, go to the object menu and click on transform. Now click and select the rectangle and then select feet for the units. Then enter 3 in both horizontal and vertical. Then make sure that relative move is checked and click on the apply button. This moves the wall at a distance of 3 foot on both X and Y direction. Next, duplicate the 9-inch square and change the width to 24 foot. Then move and snap it on the left top part of the previously created rectangle. Now you can copy these two rectangles and snap it with each other to complete the outer wall. Okay, now let us move on to the step number 3, that is creating rooms and inner walls. First, let us start by creating this bedroom, which is 12 feet by 10 feet. To create this room, you can copy this wall downwards at the distance of 10 foot. We can do this with the help of the transform tool. But you will need to add up the wall thickness with the room width, that is 10 foot plus 9 inch. At this point, there is an issue to consider. You cannot enter decimal feet value, that is 10.9 feet in here, because it will not produce exact result. For accuracy, you will need to convert feet to inches and use the inch value. For this purpose, you can use this online calculator. So if you add 10 foot plus 9 inch, it will be 129 inches. The link of this website is given in the description below. If you don't want to calculate every time, then here is a cheat sheet which you can easily create yourself in Excel. Okay, now let us start. Let us copy this wall downwards for 10 foot. So 10 foot plus 9 inch will be 129 inches. First, let us duplicate this wall. Next, select inch as the units of measure. In the horizontal, type 0. In the vertical, type 129 and click on apply button. Next, copy the wall just created at the distance of 8 foot downwards. You can also use the guides instead of transform tool to copy objects at specific distance. Let's see how. Go to the horizontal ruler, then click and drag a guide and snap it to the bottom of the wall. Next, double click the guide and select relative reference. Make sure that feet is selected. Then type 8 in the y-axis and click on duplicate button. This copies the guide at a distance of 8 foot downwards. You can use the measure tool to cross-check and verify the distance. Now duplicate the wall, then move and snap it with the guide as shown. You can hold down Ctrl key on the keyboard to constrain the movement vertically or horizontally. It also helps easy snapping with the guides. This method of using guides to copy or move objects at a specific distance is a lot easier than using the transform tool since there is not much calculation process. So I recommend this method. Next, copy the recently created wall downwards at a distance of 3 foot. Next, let us copy the leftmost outer wall at a distance of 12 foot and create this bedroom. Then, change the wall thickness to 4.5 inch since this is the inner wall. Next, resize the wall as shown. At this point, if you want to delete all the guides at once, go to the Edit menu and click on Delete All Guides. Next, let us copy the leftmost outer wall at a distance of 10 foot and create the kitchen. Then resize the walls as shown. Next, let us create the walls for toilet and bathroom. Please note that you will need to input negative values to copy the guides in the negative x and y axis. And also note that I am using the guides rather than using the transform options because I found the guides method is very much handy. So I also recommend you to use the same guides method. A very important thing to note that luckily Inkscape is a free software and it is possible to create floor plans in Inkscape. Definitely you will need to put little more energy and extra efforts in Inkscape as compared to other CAD programs. But ultimately you will be able to create floor plans for free. Dear viewers, I recommend that you do not skip any part of this tutorial. Please go through all the settings and instructions, pause the video after every instruction and immediately do it practically. Only then you will be able to create floor plans as I demonstrate. If you are confused at any moment, you can just rewind, pause and fast forward the tutorial. Alright, now let us move on to step number 4, that is creating wall openings for doors. In this floor plan, there are 3 different size doors. The main door is 3 feet 6 inches wide. The doors of the toilet and bedroom are 2 feet 6 inches wide, and all other doors are 3 foot wide. Besides this, there are wall projections of 2 foot on either side of this wall in both of the bedrooms. You can use the guides to create wall openings. You will need to create and copy guides, then resize and copy walls as required. Now watch carefully and learn the techniques. Now, since the doors of this bathroom and toilet are 2 feet 6 inches decimal feet value, you will need to convert feet to inch. Accordingly, 2 feet 6 inches is 30 inch. Now, if you have a look at here, the main door is 3 feet 6 inches decimal feet value. So, you will need to convert feet to inch. Accordingly, 3 feet 6 inches will be 42 inch. Good. Now, so far we have created all the walls. Now, let us move on to the next step, that is welding all the walls into one single unit. To combine all the walls, first select all the walls, then go to Path menu and click on Union. Alright, now let us move on to the step 6, that is importing and placing doors, windows, furniture and car symbols. In order to do that, go to my website and download the necessary floor plan symbols. The link is in the description below. Please note that some of the downloads are PDF and rest others are Word and Excel files. Since the car symbol is created in Excel, double click the file to launch Excel, then copy paste it in Inkscape. Then resize, change the line thickness and place it as per your requirement. Since the furniture symbols file is a PDF, you can drag it directly into Inkscape. After the import, you will have to resize, set the fill color to none and set the line thickness as per your requirement. I recommend 0.5 inch thickness for the visibility purpose since the page size is too large. Next, place the doors and furniture as per the requirement. Now place the windows with the help of the guides. Alright, let us move on to step number 7. That is creating the steps at both entrances and drawing the portico. You can use the rectangle tool to create the steps and the portico. Okay, now let us move on to step number 8, that is importing plant tree symbols. You can download these plant tree symbols from the link in the description. I have also created a dedicated tutorial on how to draw plant trees in Inkscape. The link for the download and the tutorial is given in the description below. Once after the download, import the plant trees, resize it and place it on the floor plan as per your requirements. Turning off object snap helps free movement and placement of plant trees. Now you can delete unwanted objects and delete the extra pages that was created during the PDF file import. Alright, now let us move on to the step number 9, that is scaling the drawing to fit an A4 size sheet. First, select all the objects and group them together. Then move and confirm whether everything is conformably grouped or not. Then copy the group. Then create a new file. Then go to the document properties and select A4 for the page size. Now paste the contents that you have copied in the previous steps. Since the drawing is too large, you will need to scale them down in order to fit the A4 size paper. So first turn on stroke scaling. Make sure that you haven't deselected the drawing. Then turn on lock proportion. Then make sure that mm is selected. Then in the object width, type 170 and press the enter key. Then finally align the drawing to the center of the page. Next, step 10, dimensioning and annotation. For dimensioning, I recommend the Dimensions plugin by FSM-MLK. I have created a dedicated tutorial on installation and usage of this extension. The link of this tutorial is in the description below. To use this extension, you will need to create auxiliary or extra lines. Once after you create the lines, select the line, go to Extensions menu, FSM-MLK and click on Dimensions. In the Linear tab, you can select the dimension type, direction and other options. You can click on Live Preview to see how the dimension would look like. In the Sizing tab, you can select the font related options. In the Configurations tab, you can select Remove Auxiliary Line to automatically delete the extra line that you created. Once you are satisfied, click on Apply and Close buttons. If you select a wrong dimension type, you get an error, so select exactly. Since this is a scaled drawing, exact dimensions are not shown. So you will need to alter it with the text tool. Further, you can create annotations using the text tool. Dear viewers and subscribers, I hope that this Inkscape tutorial is helpful. I will see you all with another useful tutorial. Until then, it's bye from hbninfotech.com.